Good morning and welcome to Tottenham Tantrum Gold. This morning, joined by Ben Kaufman as usual. How are you, Ben?
Doing all right. It was a shame a good football game happened last night, wasn't it? What happened? I don't know. I didn't see it. If the people in the chat could tell us what happened, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it? I'm still recovering, getting goosebumps watching that intro of ours now that Phil made. Love seeing all them trophies. That's going to lead us on to talking about the FA Cup before long as well for the next round. Brighton coming up. Before then, we've got a few things to talk about. But before we start going, I'm just going to say hello to a few people in chat. There's Eugene. Good of you to join us again, mate. And he's saying hi, everyone. Welcome to TTG. Wayne Bonner, morning, mate. Great news about Hugo. Big signing for us, in my opinion. It certainly is. It certainly is. Such a sensible one as well. Carl Simpson saying, good morning, gents, on this lovely Friday morning. Love the intro. Just keeps getting better. Cheers, mate. Yeah, Hollywood Phil's done us proud with that one. Big up to him. Mark Cousin saying, morning, lads. Love the new intro. Hopefully next year you can add this season's picture to it. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Nice, big, fat, juicy FA Cup in the middle of that. That would be so fantastic. Wayne Bonham saying absolutely loves the old photos and footage, especially the black and white. Yeah, me too. Never forget our history. That's always what the channel's been about. And too right, he says to Wayne. Carl says to Wayne. Derek, good morning, mate. Good morning, gentlemen. It was good to see Arsenal got what they deserved. Oh, that must be that game you were talking about.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, it was nice. I think the sending off made it just the sort of cherry
on
time. It did. It turned it into the party. Yeah. John Fitzpatrick loving what he's seeing so far. Chris Agomba, hello, mate. Good of you to join us again. And John Fitzpatrick just saying that intro, class. Yeah, I love it too. I genuinely can say I'll get a bit choked up watching that. So many of those cup the Mabbott lifting the cup especially, and the Perryman lifting the cup. Oh, just awesome stuff.
I was focused on it, but there was a tiny little bit of a gap, and it would send my OCD slightly mental. I was just like, oh no.
Oh, tiny bit of a gap where, mate?
At the bottom and the top, there was a tiny bit of a gap where you could see like our pictures.
Well, it's close enough.
It's growing pains.
Perhaps I'll have to put a different backdrop on later. Here we go. Carl saying that red card is probably being investigated. Yeah, probably is. And the result and everything. I'm sure we'll get fined or something for it.
Or the game will be postponed at the weekend. So they can
that's right.
Like the children they are.
I still wonder what the odds are on us having to play all of our remaining fixtures in May.
I wouldn't be too mad about that. I mean,
all of them. Yeah, okay, including a cup run in the same month. Yeah.
Siege mentality.
Absolutely. At least you get to be a hell of a month for watching football. That's for sure. Right. Should we talk about that scummy little lot down the road from last night?
I don't really want to throw up, but sure, we can.
What did we make of the game overall? I don't know how much of it you saw, or were we just sort of doing as I was doing and just kept flicking on the score to have a laugh?
Basically, yeah, that's what I was doing.
And then go and check out what the goals were like at the end.
But, I mean, they were awful, apparently. They didn't show any fight at all. I mean, they've got Captain Black of the Mist Runs in charge, and they're still not fighting. It's a war of nerves.
Yeah, great to see. Good they had all that extra rest to get them in the right frame of mood for the match, wasn't it?
That's the problem with too much rest. You've got to be playing football games, otherwise you're not fit.
You do indeed. Got to stay sharp. Big difference between physically fit and match fit are totally different things, aren't they?
I mean, with Partey, he should not have played that match. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, but he's flying first. No, unless you're flying Emirates or Qatar Airways, and you've got one of those double bedrooms, and you're sleeping in and out on the way home. A 12-hour flight is a 12-hour flight. They are miserable. You should not be playing a football game the day after you get... Firstly, quarantine rules. How he's allowed to play that game immediately getting off a plane, I have no idea.
Are you forgetting it's Arsenal? They're allowed to waive things like that.
Really? Yeah. Apparently,
Yeah.
postponed quarantine periods as well.
Wonder how that happens. It's almost like they've got one of their own in position of power over these sort of things. A bit of a sad suggestion. That one couldn't possibly be the case.
Yeah.
John Fitzpatrick, he's saying, where are the Harry Kane haters now? Exactly, mate. He was absolutely outstanding against Leicester.
One of them in the group chat, isn't he?
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, I mean, Kane was back to his best, except for, well, he could have been more clinical with some of the finishes. That's the only gripe you'd have, really. But he was at the heart of everything we did against Leicester. All attacking play funneled through him. I mean, just outstanding man of the match display for me. Bergwijn obviously getting the headlines for 2 late goals, quite rightly, but Kane was the man. He was definitely the man. He always is against Leicester. Carl Simpson saying it was amazing how quick all these players recovered. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Also from Derek, classy intro. Cheers, mate. Phil did a grand job for us there. Right. I'm going to put on a little match, shall I? I've picked out a little one, 20 minutes of play, but it's back from the 1980-81 season, and Tottenham playing Nottingham Forest, just for a little bit of difference. I don't think we've looked at this one yet. So here we go. Tottenham team: Kendall, Smith, Houghton, Yorath, Lacey, Perryman, Ardiles, Archibald, Villa, Hoddle and Crooks.
That's a team.
Back in the Keith Birkinshaw days. So this is the season we're leading on to winning the FA Cup as our sort of big mark on the league, that we're back in business after our relegation a few seasons earlier and taking a pounding at the likes of by Liverpool at Anfield. And this season was our big trophy FA Cup winning season. And it launched us back into the big time again. Another FA Cup the season after. And then famously leading on to 84 and beating Anderlecht in the UEFA Cup final. We had some cracking players on display there. For a start, there's the legend himself, Glenn Hoddle, controlling the midfield. And our greatest ever captain, as far as I'm concerned anyway, Stevie Perryman, who we had on the show a few weeks ago. If you haven't checked out that episode, please look back in our previous video. So we've got a whole interview with Stevie Perryman, lasts about 2 hours, and his insights into the game and details of things he's got in his book that he's just released. Just amazing stuff. You hang off every word the man says. Please go and check it out. And if you haven't liked and subscribed to us already, please do so and share the channel. And thriving on the nostalgia is what we're all about. Yeah. Ben's young in years, but he's been brought up well, so he knows all about the Spurs history, and especially the double winning side and the 80s side with all the greats from those periods of time. So it's a good chance for the likes of yourself, Ben, catching up on some of the games, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. I mean, other kids of my era don't know diddly squat about football. It's why a lot. I think it's. I mean, I think I don't know who alluded to it. I think it's because it's one of the reasons why we're sitting pretty with the Levy years, because they haven't seen any glory in their lifetime. They're just sitting on it. They're fine with us being in the Champions League and being in mediocrity. Whereas I'm not here for mediocrity. I hate losing. Hating losing is part of the Tottenham DNA.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are too many kids that are in supporting Tottenham. They don't understand any of the heritage. They don't understand any of the quirks of being a Tottenham fan. They're just there to watch a football match. They're not part of it.
Being convinced that top four is something to aspire for is a bad thing. Yeah, you want top four, but you want top four because you're aiming for that number one slot and taking the league title. That's always got to be a focus. You don't just sit on your laurels back then.
In the words of a fan I don't want to talk about, fourth place means third loser.
Yeah.
That is what fourth place is. It's the third loser.
Indeed. Mark's here saying, this may have been the game I handed the ball to Glenn. Got a feeling it was against Forest. Let's keep an eye out. Perhaps we'll spot you in the crowd, mate. Carl Simpson, Are we going to see younger Mark? Maybe that's what we're just hoping now. Perhaps he's there. No, who knows? Keep your eyes peeled anyway, Mark. Let us know because that'll be fun. It would even be worth a little rewind if we could spot that. Right, where are we going from now? Transfer rumours. Should we do that?
We might as well do it.
There's been a few floating around at the moment. Start off with the one we definitely do know, and that's Hugo signing a 2-year deal.
Brilliant.
That's got to be great news, hasn't it?
Yeah. 2 years of Hugo Lloris is another 2 years. Hopefully we can win him a trophy in 2 years of Conte.
Absolutely.
The man deserves it. He's been an absolute stalwart keeper for us.
Yeah, it almost seems like he's getting better lately as well.
Yeah. Good coaching.
Yeah, absolutely. I
mean, what's it called? Conte worked with the best old goalkeeper of all time, which is Gianluigi Buffon. So if he can elongate his career like Buffon's, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the only concern I'd have is that so much of Hugo's great work is based on his agility, isn't it? He pulls off some wondrous saves. And of course, age catches up with all of us eventually. But if he can stay fit and sort of fairly supple, then I don't see why not. Perhaps the extra experience, the extra coaching abilities with Conte's team might just make up for the little drop in physical performance. I don't know, but it's showing no signs of that.
Change his game.
Yeah.
Which you can do now. He's got a proper coach. He might teach an old dog some new tricks.
True. Can't be many better managers in the game than Conte for that.
Oh.
John Fitzpatrick saying, I want Coover to sing the steak song, please. No chance.
No.
There's only one person can do the steak song justice. Well, unless you get an entire crowd doing it, that's got to be the aim. Ryan McFarland, morning all. Morning, mate. Good of you to join us. Carl Simpson saying, Lloris contract renewal was 100% a positive and was very happy with it. Aren't we all, mate? Aren't we all? That saves a hell of a lot of work trying to find an adequate replacement for Hugo because there aren't many about. Right, well, that's the Hugo transfer deal dealt with. Let's talk Ndombele, shall we? Bit of interest from PSG.
Well, according to Fabrizio Romano, the transfer guru, PSG and Tottenham Hotspur are locked in talks, direct talks between the two clubs. And apparently this morning, the player is talking with PSG directly as well this morning with a view to a swap deal or potentially a loan deal with an option to buy. Well, I'm hoping it's a swap deal when we get off the list. Like, even if we don't get a quality player, if we just get the player that's been mooted is Paredes. Of course, I'd love Gini Wijnaldum because he's a quality footballer and he's not doing well at PSG. But if we can get anyone, I'd take the kit boy if we could get Ndombele off the wage bill.
Yeah, you really would. Yeah. Wijnaldum would have. Sorry?
Maybe they've got a baguette chef we can swap.
Maybe. The other one was, you mentioned Wijnaldum. I mean, remember when we got Sissoko, and I was thinking at the time, if I remember rightly, Wijnaldum was still there, or had he just gone to Liverpool by that point? But I remember when we were being linked to Sissoko, and it was saying Spurs in for Newcastle ace, and I thought, oh, Wijnaldum, that'll be good, and it wasn't.
It's a shame we didn't buy both of them because I think both of them are quality. Well, Sissoko had a couple of really good years in him, so I don't want to give Sissoko too much stick because in that last year, the Champions League, he was absolutely. Oh, yeah. He was absolutely best
player. Best player. But yeah, like I said, at the time we signed him, we were thinking, oh wow, this wasn't really what we were expecting. I think it was the amount of money that was involved. That was what shocked everyone.
It looks actually all right now, the way he played in the Champions League. It looks all right now.
Yeah.
But if we can get Ndombele off the books, depends on the player. I don't know. Carl Simpson is saying a few players in return. I mean, who do you take? Who's surplus to requirements at PSG? that you would take in this Tottenham team? There's
You,
a few of them.
you'd literally take anybody that's prepared to work hard because Conte
So
can do something
Wijnaldum
with them.
would be one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take what's his name? The Argentinian striker, Icardi. I wouldn't take Icardi because he's a mercenary that steals people's wives. That's not allegedly. He actually did do that. Draxler, interesting. Carl.
Oh, yeah, he was supposed to be the next big thing a few years back, wasn't he?
If he works hard, but
never know. John Fitzpatrick saying, "Big up everyone in the chat. How good was last night? Stevie B has finally clicked into gear. He has clicked into gear. Let's hope it continues. We'll wait and see. It doesn't look like the sort of immediate sort of player we want to get rid of, does it? Not especially not with injury problems ahead of us." Cole Simpson saying Ndombele is definitely off somewhere, and PSG have offered us a few players in return. Yeah, that's the thing. We pretty much, as we've been saying, we'd take anybody if they just got a good attitude. Conte can work with that. Look at Ben Davis. He's hardly the most talented player in the world, but he's doing so well for us now under Conte. Derek Hutchinson, bye-bye Ndomberger boy.
Yeah,
absolutely. Can't wait to get rid of him.
We'll have a look at the PSG squad to see who I would take on that team.
Cole confirmed. Yeah, Cole confirming what we said. Wijnaldum and Draxler.
Draxler. In Wijnaldum, I would snap their hands off.
Yeah, true. Yeah, this is a good point as well. Draxler works really hard and can play across the front three. He can. Why not? Wouldn't be a bad choice, would it?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be a bad thing. Right,
Mark Cousins, which year is this and date? It was my 10th birthday and I was taken and gave the ball to Glenn. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. 17th of the 8th, 1980, it says. Or is that? No, that can't be right. That's middle of... Oh, could be. Start of the season. Might well be.
Yeah.
There we go. Proper looking ref there. Looks a bit like Leonard Rossiter off Rising Damp for a second there.
I need to see PSG actually played in their last team.
Right, who else are we linked with at the moment? Kessié. I've heard we're getting close to actually making that signing, but we'll wait and see. Because, I mean, I don't like saying we're definitely getting it because it's all rumours until we see them holding the shirt up, isn't it? Seen it far too often. Linked with all these players at the last moment, and they never come off. I wonder why that is, Mr. Levy.
If we get Wijnaldum, we don't need Kessié, in my opinion.
Yeah, Wijnaldum would be good for a season or two, wouldn't it? I don't know how old he is now. Must be pushing 30. Right? Pushing 30, maybe, yeah. Maybe. He's still got play in him there. Yeah, though, hasn't he? The other ones, it's... You notice the rumours we're linked with players that Newcastle are going for.
Yeah, Diego Carlos is the player. Is he Spanish or Argentinian?
He's
South American. I know he's Brazilian.
South American.
So Thiago wants him because he's Brazilian. Big up Thiago. I don't know the player. I've never seen him play, but we were checking about his attributes. And apparently, weak spots in his game are tackling, which is a bit worrying for a centre-back.
It is, isn't it? Carl Simpson said, so I've Kessié in January, and apparently it was us who have matched Newcastle for Diego Carlos, and he has stated following Spurs. Interesting.
Yeah, we saw that. I saw that he started following Spurs on Instagram.
Interesting.
He likes what he sees.
We'll have to wait and see how that goes then. Like I said, seems a bit strange that he's noted for not being a strong tackler. But they did say something about, reading something about he's got very good anticipation, so he gets a lot of blocks in rather than making the actual tackle. Main thing is if he's good on the ball, good passer and good, comfortable on the ball.
Yeah.
Which he does seem to be. We'll see. It's an interesting one. But somehow you feel, for me, it's kind of stinks of... We're looking to see what Newcastle are linked with and then putting in a bid so we know it will fail and we don't have to spend money.
Yep.
Is that too cynical? No, you're saying yes as well, Ben. So
I think we're trying to stop Newcastle getting signing players so they go down.
Could be.
I mean, if he's doing that, fair play, to be honest. If Newcastle going down would bring a lot of joy to my heart. As much as I like Newcastle fans. Have it. I miss that.
Oh, God, just miss those days. It's only a penalty this time, but still, Hoddle on the score sheet's always a fine sight. Yeah, I mean, it's twofold, isn't it, with the Newcastle sign race, because it's both tactically a sound idea, and also if it helps Newcastle to go down, it's very, very funny.
Yep.
Let's not ignore just how good that is on any transfer.
I mean, it'd be really funny, wouldn't it, if Levy was the reason Newcastle went down and you just had Levy. Like, now you know how we feel, Newcastle fans.
It would be. You could almost slide in the sort of political element to that, couldn't you?
Stay off of that.
Derek Hutchinson saying, swap Ali for St. Maximin. Forgot Traore. I'd bloody love to. I really rate St. Maximin. I mean, he's exciting and he delivers. Yeah, Traore, though. I've said it before. He's just talentless. He's nothing, isn't he? He's just
meat.
Yeah, he is. Moondog, morning, mate. And he's saying morning to us. Carl Simpson saying Conte would make him world class. Well, for is that for St. Maximin or is that for Diego Carlos, maybe? Or Kessier? I mean, which one are you talking about, Carl?
He's making Doherty look class at the moment. So if he can do it with Doherty, he can do it with anyone.
I also think by the end of the day, Troy will be done to Cooper. Don't pull that face. I can't help it. I just think he's shocking. He's such a bad footballer.
If he does well.
He's not going to, though, is he?
He might do, though. Who knows?
Oh, come on. I dread to think we're signing a player where we have to teach him the basics of how to play football. I mean, oh, dear. I prefer to sort of
need a meathead. I think Aaron Lennon's on that because Aaron Lennon was sort of in that reign of not having too much technical ability, of just being a fast guy.
Yeah, but he could.
Era.
He was capable of creating goals and scoring goals, though.
Yeah, no end product, bro. It's the same as Traore.
Yeah, a lot of the time.
And we all loved Aaron Lennon.
Traore would certainly be a cult hero, I think.
Yeah. It's bums off seats. You need a player that gets people excited.
Like, I think I was saying it on Paxton Road the other night. The reason I could see us signing him is supposing we're 3-0 down with a minute to play and that you chuck him on just for a bit of comedy value. If you're going to go down with a bit of style.
He is a proper 80s footballer, isn't he? It's like he's definitely a footballer you would see in the 80s.
Yeah, kind of. Well, I don't know about that size. Can't think of anybody. There was one Nottingham Forest, actually. I was mentioning it. Could even be on this game. Nottingham Forest used to have a little winger called Franz Carr. He was lightning fast. Absolute lightning. Could outrun everybody. I think he could do like the length of the football field in under 10 seconds. That sort of rapid sort of speed. With football boots on, none of this running shoes business. But yeah, he was so quick and he just couldn't play football. He was another one, balloons it over the bar all the time, crosses that would go out for throw-ins constantly. But like you said, Ben, it does get you off the seat when they start running past a few players at pace. Maybe that's it with Traore. Can he be salvaged? Can he be made into a footballer? Better hope so if we sign him.
Can we make him into a WWE wrestler? Dermot will finally have a tag team partner if he becomes a WWE wrestler.
He will. Mark saying, it was this game he was at. He remembers the penalty. So that's it. Eyes peeled then for a lad handing the ball to Glenn Hoddle. Right. No, I'm not going to wait because it might not even be shown us any 20-minute highlights, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably like me.
Oh, Carl was saying about Diego Carlos, is saying Conte could turn him into world class. If we do sign him, well, again, with anybody we sign, let's hope that's exactly the effect.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting a bit, not worried, but concerned about the dynamic between Paratici and Conte now, though, because it seems like Paratici's actually looking at the players and Conte not necessarily favouring all of them.
I mean, I think Paratici knows the players Conte wants because they've worked together. I think Paratici has a style of football that he wants to implement at the club, which is much more of the pragmatic Italian counter-attacking style of play. And that's what Conte likes. So I think he will buy players that work in Conte's system because he knows if he's not doing what the manager wants, he will walk. So Paratici does know what he's doing, I think, in this situation. It's whether he buys correctly.
Oh, there's a fairly young-looking Brian Clough there. Fairly annoyed-looking Brian Clough as well. John Fitzpatrick saying Aaron Lennon was miles better than Adama. Yeah, I think so as well. Although I didn't rate Azza that much either. To be fair, when he's on his day though, he could destroy teams.
I mean, I can't even compare Aaron Lennon to Adama Traore because they both offer such different things. As Aaron Lennon 1-to-1, you're probably correct. He's probably one of the best players we ever had 1-to-1. Like Patrice Evra would say it. But with Adama, he takes 4 or 5 players out of the game because he's just so strong and he's so quick. So maybe that's what the boss is thinking. Maybe if he can get players away from Harry Kane and Sonny, maybe he can create some space for them with his lack of football ability, but it's just him being a muscle machine.
Yeah, true enough.
Team dynamic.
Who else then? Who else have been linked with? Done Cassier, done Diego Carlos. I think that's kind of it on the current ones, wasn't it? Can't think anybody else come up in chat. Anybody know some of the rumour mills going around? Moondog saying any player that puts baby oil on before a match, we don't want at Spurs. I disagree. What if it's Alex Morgan?
Yeah. I mean, he's a proper 80s footballer. I think you do need that in the team for a bit of marketing. I mean, you can't say that Traore in a Tottenham shirt won't bring people to the ground. Like, he will sell shirts.
It's kind of intriguing, isn't it? Well, if he'll sell shirts, what size shirts?
Enormous.
Yeah, so 2-man shirt.
Will be like, finally, a player I can get behind. It's making me like Ryan Hill for people like me. Finally, there's a twig playing for Tottenham, just like me.
Carl Simpson saying Traore goal against Southampton was class. He just needs a world-class manager. Oh wait, we have one. Well, I'll tell you what. If he does sign, I will fully back him. I'm just not expecting much, to be honest. It could be interesting though. Like you said, Ben, it's something different, isn't it? Because when he does go blitzing past four people, he's just going, wow, he's unstoppable. Yeah, Derek saying Traore, he's a bulldozer.
For low blocks, which we struggle with low blocks. Low blocks are nothing to him because he's just so strong and so quick.
I think possibly you could say he's more devastating against the high press.
Yeah,
because
all over the top.
He's passed all the pressing immediately, and he's just down to the last defenders by himself. Yeah,
finishing touch. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But with Bergwijn, we said he had no finishing touch. Scored 2 goals, 2 minutes.
True. Mark Cousins loved Lennon just for the winner against Chelsea at White Hart Lane. Yeah, he did have some great moments in Europe as well. Was it Krejci's goal in Milan when Lennon burst down the right? That was fantastic. John Fitzpatrick saying, if anything, I think Conte will want to bring a few players from Inter.
I don't think so. I think he'll be respectful to his former team.
That's it. He did say it himself, didn't he, that he didn't want to raid his sport. Or was it Paratici saying that? I can't remember.
No, I think that might have been Paratici with Juventus, but we do seem to be trying to get some players from Juventus as well.
Fair enough. They'll come back to something in a second. Cole Simpson saying, just think how many fouls he would get against him when he breaks up play. Yeah, true.
You've got to think of these things against teams like that play a high press. You have to worry about him.
Yeah.
Sonny's quick, but he's not Adama quick. If you're taking a corner and you leave him on the last two defenders.
That was the end of that little game. Spurs beating Forest 2-0 there. I don't think we saw Mark there, did we?
No, we didn't, unfortunately.
Right, what have we got now? Carl Simpson saying Lennon goal 4-4 against Arsenal.
Yeah,
definitely. Oh, got to say, I forgot to mention it earlier. Big thank you to Simon at Duck Jive 1 for use of the video this morning. One of his big collection of games he's uploaded from VHS himself. A lot of rare footage in there, both Spurs and England. And if you want to go and visit his site and watch these games with their original commentary, please do so. Give him a like and a subscribe because he's got some great stuff.
Yeah, he does.
Dermot's here saying, bring back Glenn Hoddle. Damn right, mate. Damn right. Moondog saying, it's no good running at 100 miles an hour, then putting the ball over the stand. I agree. That's what I see about him, unfortunately. Dermot saying, morning, TTG. Army, hope all is well with all of you. Yeah, big up Dermot. Big up Dermot. John Fitzpatrick, whenever we get to a final, again, 100% I'll be there. Don't care what it costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent a few penny on blindly going to the Champions League final. That was a waste of time.
And Carl saying morning to Dermot as well. Right, we haven't got an awful lot to talk about. Otherwise, it's a waiting game, isn't it, mate?
It is. We're in limbo of I think a lot of the journos are starting to heat up with news about Tottenham. A lot of the rumours are now starting to come to fruition.
A lot of agents pushing their players around to try and hike up prices to players to stay at clubs or perhaps move to a different one, get a bit of competition going and just get that price moving upwards. That's what they're all about. So we'll get a lot more rumours until the transfer window's over.
Getting rid of Tongi is a successful transfer window. I don't want to give Levy any credit, but getting rid of Tongi and getting someone else in, that is a successful transfer window because you're getting rid of one more of the toxic bunch. There's just one more to go then, which is Crayon Head. Get them two out the team. There's no toxicity anymore. Get them all gone.
Does seem to be the case. Is Crayon Head toxic? I don't know.
I think he is.
He certainly doesn't seem to be a good example, does he? If he's lazy in training and some of the academy players are seeing that sort of thing as well, that's not a good thing. Certainly happy to see him go though, because he's just been rubbish for a long time. Mark saying, "No, don't see me. I know why as well." Right, okay. John Fitzpatrick, I'll be surprised if we sign anyone this month. We all know Levy. Yeah, I'll have that feeling as well. Dermot said, question to the panel. If money was no question, who would you buy and why? If money was no question, I'd buy up Spurs because I'd get rid of Enoch and Levy. Easy. Okay.
But in the spirit of the question, I think I would buy Paulo Dybala and I'd just give him stupid money. We need a player of his. We need another world-class player.
I've always had my eye on Bastoni for centre back.
Bastoni's good.
He's just awesome.
Barella's good.
Brozovic as well. It's all the bees. It's all the bees, isn't it? All right. Sorry, I've just got a phone call a second. I'll be right with you, Ben. What? Oh, hang on. I'll have to pick the phone up in a minute. I'll leave it. Didn't get to it in time. I knew I wasn't going to. Right.
And asking you to get the kettle on.
Yeah, probably is. Let's see. John saying Delhi has to go to Newcastle. has to go. Newcastle are desperate, and so are we. Let's hope so. That would be a good fit all round, would it? Maybe.
Yeah. Delhi to Newcastle would be Delhi and Tongi out of the club would be the best transfer window we've ever had. I know it's me being deluded, but it'd be hilarious.
That's mad to say, though, isn't it? But you're right. I know what you mean. At least everybody be pulling in the right direction. The ones left at the club, then. Dermot saying right answer, Kuva. Yeah. Okay. Cheers, mate. And John saying, how much did you pay for Champions League final ticket?
Face value from the club, but because of the what's it called, hotel prices, and having to get 2 flights to go to Madrid because you couldn't get to Madrid because the prices went from £30 to £3,000 within a day. We had to fly to Italy, so we spent a load of money. But amazingly, it still worked out cheaper to fly via Italy.
Yeah.
And 2 lots of hotels because I had to stay in Italy for a night. Then I had to stay in Madrid for a night, and staying in Madrid, it went to stupid money. So it wasn't cheap.
No, certainly wouldn't have been. There you go then, John. Ryan saying, Frankie de Jong, as we need creative midfielder. Yeah,
it's not really a creative midfielder, though. It's a metronome.
Yeah, but we could do with somebody like that anyway, couldn't we? I mean, he's quality.
Role in the metronome role. We've got to give Quick Winksy some credit. He faded against Leicester, but in the first half he was pretty decent. He got an assist.
I think I'd still prefer to have De Jong though.
De Jong is very good, but he's not doing well at Barcelona though. They're not totally happy with him.
No, true.
He was supposed to be the second coming.
He was. And the other one that keeps getting mentioned as well for a fantasy choice would be De Ligt as well.
Yeah, De Ligt would be great.
Great players, but yeah, they're all good ones. Here's a good one as well. I'd love Declan Rice, John says.
He's a stallion of a midfielder.
Very, very good player. But there we go anyway. Sorry, I'll just have to. Sorry, I've really got to go for it just 1 second, Ben. Okay.
Oh, yeah, well, I've got to figure out. So biscuit.
Okay. have a look at the Hang on. I can save you a little bit. I'll just chuck on a bit of a.
Put the game.
There's another one from Duck Jive. Spurs West Brom.
And we're losing. Of course we are.
Right. I'll just be 1 second, mate.
Right, chat. Who would you sign this summer? Who would you expect to see us sign? I mean, there's a lot of players on the market that are looking for moves in the summer on free transfers. If you could get one of these free transfers, who would you buy? I'd like to highlight the comments, but I can't do that because I'm not a moderator on this stream. They put me in the corner. They just use me as background. Who would you like, guys, sign? Stop the game, Coover. Stop the game. Uh-oh.
Okay. It's saying string got pulled.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I think we've got done for copyright.
What the hell on?
Policy violations.
I don't know then.
I hope it's not what Mark said about the Chelsea RB word.
What's that?
I don't want to say it just in case we do say it because it is a bit offensive to say the 2-letter words we use about Chelsea, but it wouldn't have been called immediately.
Sure, it might be. I don't know. I don't
think it's
know.
something to do with I think it's something to do with a match. We might have to call Phil.
Could be. Oh well, I'll just end. What shall I do? Just end the broadcast.
End the stream. Delete the VOD.